I'm starting to develop feelings for a 60-year-old woman. I never searched for a love like this. If someone had told me a year ago that my heart would quietly choose a woman whose smile carried the beauty of 60 years, I would have laughed and walked away. But life has a strange way of introducing the most unexpected stories. It happened without a warning. There was no dramatic beginning, no fireworks, no perfect movie scene, only a gentle conversation, only a voice that sounded peaceful, only a heart that knew how to make another heart feel safe. At first, I admired her kindness. Then I admired her wisdom. Later, I caught myself waiting for her messages. I started smiling for reasons I couldn't explain. Her words stayed with me long after our conversations ended. Her laughter echoed inside my mind like a favorite song. I kept asking myself, what is happening to me? I tried to convince myself it was only respect. I tried calling it admiration. I tried every possible name except love because love seemed impossible. She had already lived through seasons I had never experienced. She had collected memories that existed long before I understood life. She had survived storms that I couldn't even imagine. While I was still learning who I was, yet every time she spoke, I forgot about numbers. Age slowly disappeared. The calendar became meaningless. All I could see was a beautiful soul. People often say beauty fades. I don't believe that anymore. Real beauty changes its shape. It leaves the face and settles inside the heart. That is where I found her beauty. Not in perfect skin, not in youthful appearance, but in the kindness hidden behind every sentence, in the patience she carried, in the strength she never bragged about. There was something magical about the way she listened. She never interrupted, she never judged, she simply understood. Do you know how rare that is? To be understood without having to explain every wound. She made the silence feel comfortable. She made ordinary conversations unforgettable. Some nights I found myself reading our old messages, not because I had forgotten them, but because I wanted to feel that warmth one more time. I began caring about little things, whether she had eaten, whether she was resting, whether she smiled today, whether someone had made her day easier without realizing it. She became part of my daily thoughts, and that frightened me because I knew what people would say. She's too old. It will never work. Find someone your own age. Maybe they're right. Maybe they aren't. But hearts have never been good at following rules. Love has never asked permission before entering someone's life. It simply arrives, softly, quietly, and suddenly changes everything. Sometimes I stared at the ceiling late at night, wondering why fate had written this chapter for me. Out of billions of people, why her? Why now? Why this impossible feeling? No answer ever came. Only her smile returned to my thoughts. Only her gentle words replayed inside my mind. I realized something. Youth is exciting, but peace is unforgettable. She carried peace inside her heart, and somehow my restless soul kept running toward it. Perhaps I wasn't falling in love with her age. Perhaps I was falling in love with everything life had taught her: her patience, her compassion, her quiet confidence, her ability to heal people without even trying. I admired the wrinkles that spoke of laughter, the eyes that had cried but still chose kindness, the heart that had been broken yet refused to stop loving. That kind of beauty cannot be bought. It cannot be copied. It can only be earned through living. Every day, my feelings grew stronger, not louder, just deeper, like roots finding water beneath the earth. Invisible, yet impossible to pull away. I don't know where this story will lead. Maybe it ends with happiness. Maybe it ends with goodbye. Maybe it remains a beautiful secret. But one truth has already changed my life forever. Love doesn't always arrive wearing the face we expect. Sometimes it arrives carrying 60 years of courage, 60 years of wisdom, 60 years of hidden tears. And somehow that becomes the most beautiful love story your heart has ever dared to imagine. This is only the beginning, and my heart is still learning how to say her name without trembling. I'm starting to develop feelings for 6 morning sunlight reached my window, yet my thoughts were already somewhere else. Before checking the time, before reading the news, before speaking to anyone, your name quietly crossed my mind. That frightened me more than I wanted to admit. How could someone become so important without ever asking for a place inside my heart? Nothing about this story followed ordinary rules. Friends spoke about beauty with excitement. They admired smooth skin, fashionable clothes, and youthful charm. I remained silent. They could never understand what my eyes had discovered. Grace does not disappear with age. It becomes calmer, it becomes deeper. It learns how to shine without asking for attention. That was the light surrounding you. Your smile carried comfort instead of perfection. Your eyes reflected countless untold memories. Every gentle word revealed another lesson life had carefully written across your soul. Listening to you felt different. The world outside continued making noise, yet every conversation with you created a peaceful place where worries slowly disappeared. Many people chase excitement. My heart began searching for peace instead. Perhaps that is why destiny placed you before me, not to confuse my life, but to remind me that genuine affection grows quietly. I questioned myself again and again. Was this admiration? Was this loneliness? Or had love entered my life wearing a face I never expected? Every answer pointed toward the same truth. Distance could not reduce these emotions. Time failed to weaken them. Logic could not silence them. The harder I resisted, the stronger my heart continued walking in your direction. Sometimes I imagined telling you everything, then fear interrupted every beautiful thought. What if my feelings placed an unwanted burden upon your shoulders? What if my honesty changed the comfort we already shared? Those questions remained unanswered. Silence became my safest companion. Hidden emotions often grow faster than spoken ones. Mine certainly did. Days passed like quiet pages, turning inside an unfinished book. Every conversation added another chapter. Every smile became another treasured memory. Without realizing it, you had become the calmest part of my restless life. People often measure relationships by years. I started measuring ours by moments. A thoughtful sentence, a caring question, a warm laugh, simple things, yet priceless to someone searching for sincerity. The world celebrates young love. Few people speak about mature hearts. Perhaps they should, because experience teaches compassion. Pain teaches patience. Loss teaches gratitude. You carried every lesson with quiet dignity. Nothing about you needed to prove its worth. That confidence inspired me more than beauty ever could. I stopped asking why my heart had chosen you. Instead, I began appreciating the unexpected path it had taken. Love does not always arrive wrapped inside familiar dreams. Sometimes it appears where nobody thinks to look. Sometimes it introduces itself through kindness instead of excitement. Sometimes it grows so gently that you notice it only after your entire world has changed. One evening I looked into the sky while the stars slowly awakened. A gentle breeze crossed my face. For the first time in many years, I whispered a silent prayer, not asking life to make you mine, not asking destiny to erase every obstacle. I simply asked for your happiness, because real affection wishes for someone's smile, even when it receives nothing in return. That realization surprised me. My feelings were no longer built upon desire. They were built upon respect, upon gratitude, upon admiration for the remarkable woman you had become after walking through 6 decades of life. Whatever tomorrow chooses to bring, this chapter will remain unforgettable. Because before meeting you, I believed love belonged only to youthful dreams. After knowing you, I finally understood that the deepest emotions often arrive when the heart stops searching for appearances and begins recognizing the beauty hidden inside another soul. Certain feelings arrive quietly, yet they become impossible to hide. I carried mine through every ordinary day. No one noticed, no one asked. The secret lived safely behind my smile. Whenever my phone lit up with your message, the weight inside my chest became lighter. Um, a few simple words from you could rescue an entire day that had almost fallen apart. That kind of comfort cannot be explained, it can only be felt. I began paying attention to details I had never valued before, the kindness hidden inside your greetings, the patience within every reply, the gentle way you encouraged people without expecting praise. Your heart spoke far louder than your voice ever could. Many people spend years searching for someone who truly listens without realizing it. I had already found that rare gift. Our conversations were never rushed. Every sentence seemed to carry warmth. Every moment felt meaningful. The clock continued moving, yet I secretly wished time would slow down. Life had introduced many faces before yours. Some stayed for weeks, others disappeared within months. None of them left this quiet mark upon my soul. You were different, not because of your age, not because of your appearance, because your presence made ordinary moments feel valuable. That is a beauty few people ever possess. One afternoon, I caught myself smiling